Okay, so it's all anyone's talking about, right? That famous Real Madrid comeback, the magic of the Bernabeu, the spirit of the Champions League, that whole never say die thing we've all seen a million times before. Let's get into it.
And look, you can see why everyone thinks so. Another historic European night just feels written in the stars for them, doesn't it? Well, maybe not this time, because there's something that, honestly, nobody really wants to admit about this specific Real Madrid team.
The reason they might actually struggle, the thing that makes this all feel a bit different, it's been sitting right there in plain sight, in their own starting lineup. And it's probably not what you're thinking.
To really get what's going on here, we have to rewind to that first leg. Because yeah, the result looks close, but the reality of that match, it tells a completely different story.
Right, so on paper, it's 2-1 to Bayern, a single goal deficit. That's a tie that is very, very much alive, especially with a second leg at home. I mean, for Madrid, that's pretty much business as usual.
But come on, if you watch that game, you know that scoreline is a total mirage. It's flattering, frankly, it's a lie. The 90 minutes on that pitch felt nothing like a one-goal game. Bayern were just in total control. They went 2-0 up, they had all the ball, and their press was so good that Madrid were basically trapped in their own half for huge parts of the game. Let's be honest, the German side created way better chances all night.
And if you don't believe me, just look at the data. This metric here is expected goals, or XG. It basically tells you who should have won the game based on the quality of their chances. And the difference here is, it's huge. Bayern are at nearly 3, Madrid are under 2. That is not the story of a close game. That's the story of a team that got thoroughly outplayed.
So that one late goal from Madrid, it gave everyone a bit of hope, didn't it? But you have to ask, was that really the beginning of a comeback? Or was it just one single moment of brilliance in a game that, for all intents and purposes, Bayern had already won?
And this is where we get to the really uncomfortable truth. Because what happened in Germany wasn't just a one-off bad night. No, it's part of a pattern that's been developing right in front of our eyes.
I mean, just think about it. Before he was back in that starting 11, Madrid were absolutely flying. They were fluid, they were sharp, they were playing like a real unit. And then he comes back. What happens? A loss to Mallorca, the loss to Bayern we just talked about, a draw with Girona. The results, they kind of speak for themselves, don't they? And here's the why. When you watch those games back, you see it. The whole shape of the team, the whole system, it just seems to bend and warp itself around one superstar, instead of that superstar bending to fit into what was already a winning system. And you can literally see it happening on the pitch. The attacks feel so forced and predictable, every ball just gets funneled towards one guy. You've got teammates like Bellingham looking visibly frustrated, Vinicius completely stranded out on the wing, and that rhythm, that spark that made them so good, it just disappears. This isn't a small thing, it's a huge structural problem. So what does all this mean for the big game? Well, you've got Bayern at home, they're feeling good, and most importantly, they know they have the game plan to beat this version of Real Madrid. And Madrid, they look like a team caught between two worlds, trying to figure out exactly who they are. So if I have to call it, yeah, I think Bayern go through.
But wait, it's not that simple. And this is the great irony in all of this. This is where it gets really interesting for Madrid's future.
The thing is, Madrid actually become a much scarier team, a more dangerous team, if they can just stop forcing everything through one guy. If they get back to being that fluid, unpredictable team, they are way harder to play against, not less. Their biggest weapon is the team itself. So it all comes down to this one kind of crazy question, doesn't it? The best version of Real Madrid we've seen recently is the one that plays like a true team. So is it possible that that team is actually better when their biggest star isn't the center of their universe?